The first time you open Sophia.org, the biggest mistake you can make is treating it like a normal college semester. Pick a course. Spend 15 weeks working through it. Finish. Pick another course. Repeat. That may feel familiar, but it misses the entire reason students use Sophia to accelerate their degrees. Sophia is self-paced, and its subscription model changes the strategy. Instead of paying university tuition for every individual course, students pay for access and work through eligible courses at their own pace. The College Credit Playbook was built around using Sophia primarily for general education and lower-level requirements, then filling other gaps with different providers when necessary. This is where people online start making Sophia sound almost ridiculous. You'll hear stories about students finishing courses in a weekend or completing several classes in a month. Then someone else says a single Sophia course took them weeks. Both stories can be true because not every course is structured the same way, and not every student works at the same pace. Before you start, you need to understand how Sophia courses work. Most courses are divided into units containing learning material and assessments. You'll work through concepts and complete challenges as you move through the course. Milestones test larger sections of the material. Some courses also contain touchstones, which are written assignments, presentations, projects, or other work that must be submitted and graded. That difference matters more than students realize. A course without touchstones can move quickly because your progress depends primarily on you. If you have several uninterrupted hours, understand the material, and complete the assessments successfully, you can continue moving through the course. A touchstone course has a different rhythm. You may reach a point where work must be submitted for evaluation. That can affect how quickly the course moves, especially if you structure your entire Sophia plan around several assignment-heavy courses at the same time. This is why course selection matters. The College Credit Playbook recommends front-loading courses without touchstones when speed is the priority, then planning touchstone courses more deliberately. The manuscript specifically uses courses such as Introduction to Sociology, Environmental Science, and College Algebra as examples in an accelerated general education plan, while written coursework is handled with more attention to sequencing. But here's where I need to stop you before you start making a list of easy courses. Go back to your degree evaluation. Chapter 2 matters here. You are not trying to finish the largest possible number of Sophia courses. You're trying to remove the largest possible number of requirements from your degree. Those are not always the same thing. Suppose you find 6 Sophia courses people online describe as easy. You finish all 6 in 1 month. That's 18 potential credits if each course carries a 3-credit recommendation. It feels like an incredible month. Then your college evaluates them. 3 replace degree requirements. 2 land as electives. 1 duplicates a requirement you already completed. You worked fast, but half of your strategy was poorly targeted. A student who completes 3 carefully selected courses and removes 3 exact degree requirements may have made more useful progress than the student who completed 6 random courses. Sophia works best when you use it with a map. Start by opening your school's degree evaluation. Write down every general education requirement you still need. English composition. Mathematics. Social science. Humanities. Natural science. History. Communication. Whatever your program actually shows. Then compare those gaps with the Sophia courses your school may accept. If your university has a Sophia partner or transfer page, use it. Look at the current transfer information connected to your institution. Course offerings and transfer policies can change, so the current school information matters more than a social media post showing what transferred for someone else years ago. Now build your list. Not a list of every Sophia course you want to take. A list of requirements you want to remove. That change in thinking is small, but it completely changes the way you use the platform. Let's say your degree evaluation shows 5 open general education requirements. You still need statistics, environmental science, sociology, a humanities course, and a communication requirement. Your job is to research whether Sophia offers courses your school will apply to those exact spaces. If it does, you may have found a block of requirements that can be completed outside the university. This is where the financial advantage becomes obvious. At a traditional university, 5 courses can represent an entire semester of tuition. Depending on the school, those courses may cost thousands of dollars. With a subscription-based alternative provider, a focused student may be able to complete several eligible courses during a much shorter subscription period. The speed stories surrounding Sophia usually come from students who understand this. They aren't casually logging in twice a week. They're treating the subscription period like a sprint. They know which courses they need before subscribing. They understand which courses have touchstones. They know how many active courses they can manage under the platform's current rules. They aren't spending the first week browsing the catalog and trying to decide what looks interesting. The plan already exists. Then the subscription starts. This is one reason I like the idea of a Sophia month instead of randomly taking Sophia courses throughout the year. If your schedule allows it, you can identify a period when you have fewer outside obligations and deliberately focus on alternative credit. Maybe it's summer. Maybe it's a break between university terms. Maybe you're working from home and can use evenings efficiently. Maybe your children are in school and you have a few uninterrupted hours during the day. The specific schedule doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. You are creating a temporary acceleration period. The College Credit Playbook describes a 6-month general education strategy combining Sophia and CLEP, with the first months focused heavily on courses such as English composition, college algebra, introduction to sociology, environmental science, and communication at work. Later months combine additional Sophia coursework with CLEP preparation. The manuscript estimates that a planned combination of Sophia courses and CLEP exams could produce a substantial block of general education credit, subject to the receiving college's transfer policies. The words "subject to your school's transfer policies" are going to follow us through this entire series because they're that important. Sophia cannot promise that your university will use a course exactly where you want it. ACE credit recommendations don't force a school to accept the course. A transfer story on Reddit isn't approval from your registrar. Your friend attending another college isn't proof. Verify your own plan. Once you have verified courses, the next question is sequencing. This is where students can save themselves unnecessary frustration. If you're focused on speed, look at the course structure before you begin. Identify which courses include touchstones and which rely more heavily on objective assessments. A course with no graded project may move differently from English composition, where written work naturally requires more time. That doesn't mean avoiding touchstones. You may need the course. English composition can be one of the most valuable credits to transfer because so many degree programs require it. If your school accepts the Sophia course for that requirement, completing the writing may still make financial sense. The point is to know what you're starting. Don't begin 2 writing heavy courses and then act surprised when your pace slows. Plan around the work. If you're allowed 2 active courses under the current subscription structure, one possible strategy is pairing different course types. You might work actively through a faster assessment-based course while continuing progress on a course that requires written submissions. Your exact approach should follow Sophia's current course and enrollment rules, but the broader principle is simple: don't create unnecessary bottlenecks for yourself. The original manuscript describes this as sequencing no touchstone courses first and handling touchstone submissions strategically. It also emphasizes treating Sophia time with the same seriousness people give entertainment time. The idea isn't that you should ignore the learning. It's that many students underestimate how many usable hours disappear into streaming, scrolling, and other habits. 1 hour doesn't feel like much. But 1 hour every night is 7 hours a week. 2 hours a night is 14. Add a few focused weekend hours, and suddenly you have the equivalent of a serious part-time study schedule without changing your university enrollment. This is how adult learners make acceleration work. They don't magically find more time. They reassign time they already have. Now, I want to be clear about something because the phrase "finish a course in a day" can create the wrong expectation. Fast completion isn't a competition. If you already understand the material, move quickly. If you need to study, study. If you're taking college algebra and haven't touched algebra in 15 years, forcing yourself through the material because someone on TikTok finished quickly makes no sense. The goal is to earn useful credit and maintain enough understanding to succeed in later courses. This matters even more when one class becomes the foundation for another. If your major requires advanced statistics, rushing through basic statistics without understanding the concepts may create problems later. If you're heading into a science-heavy program, foundational knowledge matters. Alternative credit is a way to change where and how you complete a requirement. It isn't a reason to ignore the knowledge your future courses assume you have. Use speed where speed makes sense. Use time where time is necessary. Sophia can be particularly useful for students trying to clear general education requirements because those requirements often occupy a large portion of a bachelor's degree. The manuscript estimates general education may account for roughly 30 to 45 credits in many programs and builds its acceleration plans around clearing those requirements early. That's potentially 10 to 15 courses. Now look at your degree plan and ask how many of those courses you truly need to pay full university tuition to complete. Not how many your university offers. How many must be completed there under your school's rules? Those are different questions. If your school accepts a low-cost transfer equivalent for Introduction to Sociology, why are you paying the university price unless there's a specific reason you want that university course? If your degree needs environmental science and an approved alternative course fills the same requirement, compare the options. If a communication course can transfer directly into the requirement, research it. Every requirement you move out of your university schedule creates space. That space can shorten your timeline, reduce your future course load, or allow you to focus more heavily on the major courses that actually require your attention. This is where Sophia becomes more than a cheap course website. Used strategically, it becomes a scheduling tool. Suppose you normally take 2 university courses per term because you work full-time. Your degree plan still contains several general education requirements. If you can complete some approved general education courses outside the university and transfer them in, you may continue taking the same 2-course university load while your overall degree progress accelerates. You didn't overload your university term. You changed where some of the work happened. For adult learners, that distinction can be huge. Many students aren't avoiding college because they're lazy. They're balancing jobs, children, caregiving, health responsibilities, and bills. Adding 4 traditional courses may be impossible. A self-paced alternative course gives them more control over when the work happens. You can study early in the morning, late at night, during a lunch break, on weekends. The flexibility doesn't make the course useful by itself. The transfer path makes it useful. But once that path is confirmed, flexibility can make the difference between a requirement sitting on your degree plan for another year and finally getting it done. There's also a motivational advantage to visible progress. A degree with 60 credits remaining can feel enormous. Then 3 requirements disappear. Then another one. Then your university updates your evaluation and the remaining credit number drops. That changes the way the finish line feels. The manuscript describes watching credits accumulate as motivating because students begin seeing themselves as active participants in their education instead of people waiting for the next semester to begin. I think that's one of the most overlooked benefits of acceleration. Momentum matters. Once you realize a course doesn't automatically have to take 4 months, you start questioning other assumptions about your degree. Do I need to take this requirement at my university? Is there an approved exam? Does my school accept another provider? Can prior learning help? Is there a transfer pathway? Can I complete this during a break? Those questions are how students begin designing their education. But Sophia has limitations, and you need to know them. The catalog isn't going to cover every degree requirement. The manuscript positions Sophia primarily as a strong option for general education and lower-level courses, then recommends providers such as Study.com for some specialized or upper-level gaps and Straighterline for certain math or science prerequisites. Your school may also limit how much alternative credit it accepts. Your program may require specific courses to be completed at the university. A graduate or professional program you're considering later may review prerequisites differently. And course transfer equivalencies can change. That's why Sophia should be part of a larger degree plan rather than the entire plan. Use it where it fits. Then stop. That last part is important because the subscription model can tempt students to keep taking courses simply because access is available. If you've completed every Sophia course your degree can use, you are done. Completing 5 additional courses because they're included doesn't necessarily move graduation closer. Return to the map. The next requirement may need study.com. It may need Straighterline. It may be available through CLEP. It may have to be completed at your university. The platform is never the goal. The degree is the goal. So before you subscribe to Sophia, create your target list. Identify your remaining requirements, research your school's current transfer information, and confirm where the courses are expected to apply. Separate the courses by structure so you understand which ones may involve touchstones. Look at your calendar and choose a realistic period when you can work consistently. Then start. Not with 20 courses. With the first requirement. Finish it. Document your completion. Follow the current transcript or credit transfer process required by your school and Sophia. Confirm the credit appears where expected. Then continue. The students who get the most value from Sophia aren't necessarily the people who finish a course in 6 hours. They're the people who understand exactly why they're taking each course before they click start. Because a fast course can save you time. A cheap course can save you money. But a verified course that removes a requirement from your degree plan can do both. And once you understand how to use Sophia that way, the traditional semester calendar stops controlling every part of your college timeline. The next chapter moves to study.com, where the strategy changes. The catalog can open different course options, but the structure, pacing, and cost considerations require a different kind of planning.